Hey guys, NYKia31 here, bringing you Madden 13, an online ranked game using the Dallas Cowboys, playing against the Indianapolis Colts. And I had the Dallas Cowboys. I haven't played the Dallas Cowboys probably since the fall or the winter. But I have the Dallas Cowboys set up to play the Tampa 2 style that they'll be playing under the great Monte Kiffin. I have DeMarcus Ware at right end, Anthony Spencer at the left end, and what's his name? Jay Ratliff at defensive tackle, along with one of the backup ends, Hatcher, at the other defensive tackle, who I use as my kind of a wild card. I'll have him sometimes just do his default rush, drop back and do a hook or a spy or a buzz, what have you. He's like my movable chess piece along the defensive line. Linebackers, I have Sean Lee, Bruce Carter at the weak side backer, Ernie Sims at the strong side backer. Not really the greatest fit there as far as Ernie Sims goes, but you can't have everything. And the secondary is the same as a default. And with this team, I use whoever is either the wide side safety or the safety to the side of receiving strength, because these safeties are some flat out buffoons. I mean, they can hit, they can tackle, but in coverage, they're among the worst I've seen in this game. And the corners are Claiborne and Carr. They do a solid job. Look at Ware. Jeez. Ware's just a freaking animal. But, you'll see how my cover 2 works here in the game. And I want to talk about how I want to talk about how the Dallas Cowboys will transition to the Tampa 2 for this upcoming season. Monte Kiffin, the D coordinator, one of the great defensive coordinators of all time. And this is why I love Sean Lee here. Boom! He breaks up a lot of passes, both with tips and also laying the lumber on people. Where? My goodness. If you're a Cowboy fan, you hope it works as well as it does in this game. But, you know, I've always been a big Monte Kiffin fan. I've always been a big fan of Dungy Ball, as you guys well know. Monte Kiffin has had success wherever he's been, except for USC. Had some issues there. He actually did a better job with Tennessee than he did with the Trojans, which is kind of weird. But, you know, the college game isn't quite as Tampa 2 friendly. When you combine the wider hashes with the spread offense, you're really asking a lot of, you know, college athletes to cover all that ground, and you just don't have as much talent along the front seven in the college ranks, even if you have a program like, you know, USC, to really use it as a base pass defense for the college level, at least in my opinion, you know, considering how dominant spread offenses are now. But in the NFL, you still have quite a few teams that run the Tampa 2 system. And how will the Dallas Cowboys transition to that from the 3-4? I think potentially it can serve to kind of rejuvenate Jay Ratliff. DeMarcus Ware is going to be great no matter where you put him. He's a great player. He's a Hall of Fame player. He's going to do his thing. And, you know, Spencer is also your other pass rusher. The concern I have with them is whether Bruce Carter can hold down that weak side Derek Brooks role, and also how physical the corners can be. Tampa 2 corners have to be able to be very aggressive at the line of scrimmage and also be very aggressive in run support. They have to be able to play force, and they have to be able to tackle. Safeties got to be able to play in space some. That remains to be seen whether they have back there Sensabaugh, Church, Pepro, whoever it's going to be, whether that duo can get it done. And Lee's a good heady player, so I think he'll be fine. So as far as the Cowboys go, along the front seven, I think that they have the pieces to make it work. It's just going to depend on how willing the corners are going to be to mix things up. But I don't really have much concern about Claiborne. You know, Claiborne has shown both in his college days and what he's done in the NFL so far that he's willing to mix it up. And that's why I have that athletic lineman in that other defensive tackle spot opposite Ratliff. I either have the most athletic defensive tackle on the roster or a defensive end in that spot. You have a guy who likes to, force the ball blindly into the hooks. That guy can make some plays. And if the guy, has to wait for receivers to clear all that traffic, then either Ware, Spencer, or Ratliff is going to get in there. But as far as the Cowboys go, my hunch is that they're going to make it happen. I think Monte Kiffin has proven that he certainly knows what he's doing and has the ability to adapt and tweak his style to what he has to work with. I don't hold the USC calamities, most notably against Oregon, against him again. The college game is so spread offense dominated now that playing Tampa 2 is tough as a base defense. One may argue that it's tough in the NFL too, and that's a valid point. It's certainly a lot harder than it was back in the heyday of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Warren Sapp, Simeon Rice, Derek Brooks, and all those guys with the more liberalized passing rules. But it's certainly still very much doable. And this guy's done after that user INT. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.